back to What Arty Noobs with General Disturbance. This is the 212A, it's the Tier 9 Soviet SPG. It's located on the north spawn of Abbey, and this one is under the command of Angelina75. And yes, it's one of the first replays in this week's contest on the 1.18 update. And she's ready to fight. 2 marks of excellence on the barrel of her howitzer. Okay, we're underway. Now there have been a few map changes on various sites, on various maps, so you might see a few of those. I'm not sure if they did actually make changes to the Abbey map. I think they did. At least I have been playing a few games. Yes, amazing. I have actually been playing the game for the first time in a while. And the reason I've been playing is to obviously get to learn all these map changes. Well, Angelina wasn't able to load before the enemy managed to get into the monastery itself, but she's dialing in on a batch at 12 ton who thinks that he's being rather clever. Rounds out. Good hit. Splash for 374, and it looks like the enemy lost a few of their tanks. Now you may notice that I've actually put the health rings on each of the vehicles. Yes, Wargaming are now allowing that as standard, and so I have included it, even though it was taken out in the past because Wargaming thought that it gave too much information away to an enemy player. And her first kill is on the batch at 12 ton. She splashes him to death. He went into the corner, he didn't have enough health, and now she's claimed him. Okay, well, she's reloading. Standard reload, 37.39 seconds. I think Angelina's got slightly less than 30 seconds on her reload. And she's now aiming for an enemy tank that was spotted just behind that bush. She might actually try for a blind shot. Rounds out. I'm pretty sure that if anybody was there, that they would have felt that. Now, one of the things Angelina's doing, which I heartily approve of, is to try and pump out those shells on the enemy as quickly as you can. Because that's one of the ways you actually get a Confederate medal. You're putting out so much firepower on the enemy that you just spread the love around as much as possible. And if you hit enough enemies, then you will get that Confederate. Rounds out on the next one. 705 takes a hit for 281. But it was on the tough frontal armor, so she only gets 281, not a penetration. Frontal armor on the 705A is very, very tough at the front. She indicated that target as well to let her teammates know that she was going for it. Now, you might be surprised that last week, Sophie Line was playing Arty in one session, and she and many other players were actually shocked when I explained that Arty players do communicate with their teammates by using the T key. And oh, look at that, the TNH tried to jump on the FB4005, and that was a big mistake as he's died. But now the FB4005, oh, he got saved by a standard B who came up and did a drive-by on the T54 Mod 1. So things are looking very good for Angelina's team. They're 4 up on the enemy. Oh, another devastating hit. This time 317 hit points on the AMX 5120. Angelina's getting very, very deadly with this Arty. She's generating lots of damage. And look at her. She's moving all over the battlefield quickly to try and find her next victim. The more you hit, as I said, the more chance you've got of a medal. And she knows that. She's lining up the Jagdpanzer E100 for a hit. Rounds out. Another direct hit. 414 hit points. Now got up to 1,443. But one of the enemy Arty, in fact there is only one enemy Arty because the new rules came into effect, and basically now you only get more than one Arty in a game if there are certain conditions. And that M53, M55 is still on the move because he got hit. So he tried to hide in a bush. He's desperately trying to escape now. He just fired a shotgun and he went down. The enemy is being pushed back into their cap area, and Angelina's finding it difficult to find a target she can shoot at. She's worked at it, going for the off-ramp. Rounds out. Oh, she got some stun, and she got the stun assist. Just missed out on getting some actual damage. There's only one enemy left in this battle, and it's that AMX5120, the one she hit before. He's still around, and he just got wiped out by our Object 705A, and the game is over. And that's the first battle on this video. Well, that was a very good start to the contest for this week for Angelina. She managed to get a second-class tanker in the 212A, as well as a bruiser medal for getting at least 5 critical hits. In fact, showing 4, but I think she did get more, or maybe it's 4 in a row, or 5 in a row. But yes, she's definitely got a bruiser. She didn't get any other medals, but her win rate from that battle was 1,728, which is very good indeed. And yes, she was making the maximum use of her shells as fast as she could. She was putting them out to do some damage. If we look at the team score, we can see that she's not so high in the table. She's actually about mid-table, mainly because she did have some rather tough opponents and some tough teammates in the game who are actually determined to steal those hit points away. And so the high scorer in the game turned out to be the T110E3 with 3,984, followed by the AMX5120 that she hit. He got 3,643. And the third highest turned out to be that Heshpan, who managed 3,083 hit points. Angelina, 1,743, but that shouldn't be knocked because it is a good score regardless, because, yeah, some person in a little wheelie got nothing at all, and on the enemy team there was a 7032 who got nothing. Yes. Anyway, let's have a look at the number of kills, and we can see that the high scorer was the STB1, the Standard B, and the Scorpion all got 3 kills apiece, and the Scorpion got a Aslains medal in that one as well, and I believe that's for killing 2 or more enemy tanks or tank destroyers in a battle at least 2 tiers higher. So he was actually killing tier 10s. That's pretty good for a Scorpion. And we can see that Angelina only got the 1 kill in the game, but she had fun anyway. And when it came to base XP, we can see that she's actually in 5th place overall, beating all of the enemy team. She managed to get 821 base, the high scorer being the Standard B, who got 912. That was the guy who did the drive-by on that T-54 first prototype. Second was the STB1 with 876, and the third was the Scorpion G, who was killing tier 10 tanks, and he got 860. So you can see Angelina wasn't that far behind them, because she was only 40 experience points below that Scorpion. Anyway, let's have a look at detail. She fired 8 shots in that game. She got 3 direct hits on the enemy and no penetrations, but she did get 8 splash, so every shot counted. 1,763 hit points of damage, all of it done at more than 300 meters. And she didn't have to move the entire battle because the enemy Arty wasn't interested in counter battery. He was more interested in hitting enemy tanks, and I think that's something that's going to happen from now on in battle. Most Artys will be focusing on helping their teammates, the tanks, rather than trying to counter battery, and will only counter battery if they get the opportunity to, which is something I did just the other day, as I noticed the tracer coming out from a spot which I'd already well known and played myself, so I just plopped the shell in there and took out the enemy Arty with a blind shot. Never saw him, he never got spotted, but he got taken out very, very quickly because he used a regular spot to fire from and didn't move. 5 enemy vehicles were damaged in that game. 1 was killed, so she didn't get close. Well, she's fairly close to a Confederate, but yeah, she missed out on it by 2 tanks, you could say. 1,891 hit points of stun assist off 7 stuns, and that all contributes to getting that second class. On a free-to-play account, she earned 26,401 credits from the game, and after resupply of ammunition, took away 11,121 credits profit. 821 base XP times 2 for the first victory, 1,642 experience points altogether. So the first game, yep, so far this week, it's the best game she's done so far. Well, it's the first game she's played this far, but she did do another, so let's have a look at her second effort. Okay, second battle is on the airfield map, and let's have a look. It's a tier 9 battle, so Angelina should still be able to get some good results. You notice that she's actually using a improved rammer, vents, and aim tuning as well, and that should greatly speed up her ability to get those shots on the enemy. I think it's also a good decision to actually use the Invent Purge to improve all of those skills, but it can be a drawdown on the old bonds if you do put that in. Anyway, she's headed to the south. I find that there are lots of good spots that you can shoot from down here. Only problem is you have to keep an eye on what the enemy's up to, because if they do try to push on the south end of the map, you could come a cropper and have to quickly bug out of this position. So yes, keep an eye on what's going on Temple Mount, but obviously use this position to attack the enemy in the heavy pass. Well, we just saw a tracer from an enemy Arty, which gives an indication as to where one of them is. He's directly behind the enemy cap. But Angelina's having a quick look. Oh, T-54 in the pocket. Now, that's a bit of a cheeky thing to do, but he's highlighting and proxy spotting the guys who are up in the pocket there. And it looks like the AMX-5120 just got hit by a shell when he was exposed by the T-54. Okay, we've got an enemy heavy turned up. Angelina's ready to shoot. Lined up. She targets the target and direct hit straight away. Now, those T-keys, very, very useful. So it did surprise those players when I explained to them that we put the cursor over the target and press T, and we're actually communicating with our team through chat to say, that's what I'm going for next. So target that tank for me, disable it, and if you disable it, then when I hit it, it'll be, or it'll be disabled, it'll be stunned, and it'll be an easy kill for you. Her first hit is on, second hit rather, is on the Vipera, one of the new Italian tank destroyers. She gets 446 off him to match the 328 she got off the Conqueror. And she's doing a bit of quick adjustment. Okay, she's back, and now she's going to go for the T10, almost loaded. We'll see what her reload time is briefly for a moment before she fires. 30 seconds she's got. And yes, that one diverts to the right and lands alongside the T10. But she did get some hit points off him, 174. So she's moving. 948 so far. Again, looking for those enemy tanks on Temple Mount. I call it Temple Mount, obviously you may know why, because of course there is a ruined temple there. We just saw the tracer from one of the enemy Artys again. They've got two Artys, a 212A and an FB3805. She got a near miss on that Vipera. And that Barask is being a little too forward, and he's paying for it because he's just been hit. And that Cobra could actually devastate him if he's loaded. Oh, our Barask has had to escape. And our Cobra had to duck into cover. He did get stunned. The Barask, well, he's trying to get across, but he just got tracked. Angelina's loaded. Now, is he going to go up? No, he's going down. She's got to try and re-aim. She's looking at this FE4202. He is right on our crosshairs. You can see that. Rounds out. Direct hit. 344. The Barask is gone. She gets a hit on the FE4202. And because the enemy's got rather close, she's decided that she needs to back out of here and find a new firing position. And that's perfectly acceptable. I think there have been some general changes in the area. Some of those trees look a little different to how they were before. Not sure if that's changed, but Wargaming have made subtle changes in some of the maps. You'll probably spot them after a while, say, I don't remember that being there, or that house being that close to the water. Okay, that Conqueror seems rather close. But Angelina looks like she's headed up to the airfield. She's decided she's not going to stick around in the normal position. She's going to go way north. And it looks like her decision to do so was a very good one, because that FB4202 could right now be where she was earlier in the game. And of course he's got an incentive to try and find Angelina, mainly because, of course, she hit him. She's backing up. And she's aiming. Looking around. Oh, that FV4202 did chase her. Very much so. The Conway, it's the Barask on our team who actually saves us, because the Conway did put a shot into him, but a cheeky little thing did chase after Angelina, so she did make the right decision by moving. I thought he would do that. She was absolutely right to move. I did say at the start of the battle, you have to be ready to do that from that position in the south. Some players, they just leave it too late and they end up getting caught out by an enemy tank spotting them when they're still trying to retreat. Well, she's got no shot on the T10 at the moment. And it looks like that Waffenträger's being persuaded not to come around the corner. Angelina trying to find a good place to shoot. She's looking for possibilities. Rounds out! So close to getting the T-54. She did stun him though, and it looks like our Conway might take the opportunity to take that T-54 out, but Angelina's quickly going into hiding. She doesn't want to get spotted by the T-54, who's now turned around to try and kill the Conway, who did manage to get a kill did go in there, but it looks like our AMX-5120 crashed actually as he was coming off the pocket. But at least the enemy T-54 is gone. Okay, she's looking for the next target. Can't hit the T-10, but she can definitely hit that Tortoise. And she's got his side, and he just got stunned. And a direct hit for 267. I think our other Arty, the M53, M55, will be happy about that, because he picks up the stun assist of Angelina. It all helps when your teammates in the other Arty work with you. You can end up with masses of stun assist simply because you're working off each other to earn it. Sometimes your own tanks just don't shoot at the enemy after you hit them. Rounds out. Direct hit! Yet again! Angelina's really getting good at this. And of course, the more you play, the better the accuracy becomes. I've seen some really good players like Oxidor and the like. They aim at a target and they hit it precisely. Okay, Tortoise is about to get another shellacking. She's indicating him as target. Marked as attacking. Here we go. Rounds out. Direct hit. And he's wiped out, so she picks up the stun assist off that one. And although the score is still even at the moment, not for long, because they just lost their T10. Now, it's actually in Angelina's interest at this moment to move further along to the east. It looks like our enemy, our M53, M55 got wiped out by somebody, but she's leaving this position and moving along the airfield because that Vipera on the enemy team is actually close to going round the rear of our cap area. Oh, enemy Archie's been spotted. She's dialing in as quickly as she can. That's it, work out where he's headed. Rounds out. Just behind him, but she stunned him. That's going to slow him down and allow our teammates to get at him. And she has got some stun assist. Okay, there's only two left on the enemy team now. It's that Vipera, the one that was over in the south, and he's being hunted by the Conway, and he's found him. So Angelina might get one shot in on that Vipera and help our Conway. She's doing that right away as quickly as she can. It's a difficult shot. She's almost there. She's ready. Rounds out. Okay, now if he was close enough, and I reckon he was, then she would have got some stun on him. The Conway's not trying to attack. He's got too few hit points. He's waiting for his teammates in the Barask to turn up, and they're going to ambush the Vipera. Angelina's almost loaded. There he is. She might get another shot. Come on. Oh, the Barask died. But Angelina's loaded, rounds out, and she gets a hit into his rear. 434. We can't at the rear of the Vipera. Meanwhile, we're trying to move the wreck of the Cobra. Vipera's on fire. He's going. And he's gone. A ram kill by the Wizzy. Takes him out. Or was it? No, it was our Vipera who claimed the kill before the Wizzy hit him. Here's the end of battle stats, and that was another second-class tanker for Angelina75 in the 212A. She got a Bruiser medal for getting at least 5 critical hits. In fact, in this one, she got 8. And she also got a Confederate medal. She hit more of the enemy than anyone else in her team. At least 6 tanks subsequently taken out by other teammates. And a win 8 on this one was better than the last time. It was 2,262, which is almost a Unicum level. Not quite, but almost. But very good nonetheless. Let's have a look at team score. Well, you can see the highest damage in the game actually went to the Vipera with 3,689. I know it's got a question mark, but that's because I think it hasn't picked up the data yet for Viperas and the new tanks that have just come into the game. The second highest damage in the game turned out to be the Conway with 2,788. And the third highest damage in this game turned out to be our Wizzy 1201 GFT with 2,737. And then we've got Angelina with 2,717 just after the Conqueror on the enemy team. So she's actually in 5th place on damage. When it came to kills, Angelina didn't get any at all, but that actually helped her to get the Confederate. The top scorers for the Wizzy 1201 GFT got 4, the Brass got 4, and the Vipera got 3 alongside the Tortoise on the enemy team. And when it came to base XP, yep, she's a lot higher on the table now. In fact, she's beating all the enemy team, and she's in 4th place overall. 1,368 went to the Wizzy 1201 GFT. 1,339 went to the Vipera. 1,093 went to the Brask, and they were the only players who managed to get over 1,000. But Angelina still got a very good score of 876, leading the next group of players. And of course, she did have a very big effect upon the battle overall by helping them to take out the enemy team. In fact, if you look at this, you can see the other Arty, the one who got taken out, he did 763 hit points, so nowhere near as much as Angelina's 2,717, but he did get a kill and 591. So Angelina was very much better off not getting any kills at all in that game, but just helping her teammates to win. She fired 12 shots in this game, so more than the last one by a third. She got 7 direct hits on the enemy, but no penetrations and 12 splash. Damage of 2,717 hit points, all of it at more than 300 meters. She damaged 7 of the enemy, didn't get any kills, and there's your Confederate. 1,500 hit points of stun assist of 12 stuns. 28,954 credits on a free-to-play account. And after ammunition resupply, took away a profit of 6,034 credits. She got 25 bombs out of that battle, and 876 base XP, times 2 for the first victory, 1,752 experience points altogether. So Angelina is solidly in the lead with a second-class tanker and a Confederate, and now Talon's going to have to try and beat that. And we do have a couple of replays in for Talon, so I will do those in the very next video, and I'll upload this one straight away so you can see it, and hopefully the Talon video will be shortly afterwards. So if you enjoyed that replays, or both of those replays, please give this video a like, do subscribe to our channel, leave a little comment down below because it feeds the algorithm, and thank you for watching.